What's up, guys? Everybody knows my hatred for loot boxes at this point. And I kind of put a little clickbaity title in there. Sorry about that. But I hate loot boxes so much. And we have seen in the gaming industry what has happened with loot boxes, where basically the company starts getting a little bit of money and they like it, and so they come up with plans on how to get more and more money. And you might say, well, what does that have to do with the internet? A lot, actually, or potentially it could. So in a couple weeks, a bill's going to go in front of Congress that is going to remove net neutrality, the bill that got put into place, or that basically put the internet at a utilities. It placed it as a utility so that internet companies can't stop you from viewing stuff that's not illegal, or they can't throttle you. This got put into place to make the internet fair, because prior to that, when Netflix started to get big, stuff like Comcast, I believe it was Comcast, charged Netflix millions of dollars to not throttle their site. And this is something I'm really passionate about. Like, if no one views any one of my videos, just make it this one, please. This is really important to me. We have to do something about it. We can't let this go away, because like in the gaming industry, we've seen what happens when companies have free reins over just nickel and diming you to death. And this parallels the gaming industry so much, this internet here, because if you look in the past, basically all the stuff that you pay for in games now, all the little microtransactions, buying different outfits and all that stuff, all that used to be free. Those used to be cheat codes, and they started charging you for cheat codes because they saw people were willing to do this. So let's charge a little money, $1, something innocuous, that people would be willing to buy to get this cool outfit. What's up, Broke Black Man? Sorry. And basically that's what's going to become in the internet. Now, the argument for repealing the internet's utility status is that it will provide innovation and competition, which is not. In most things, I would agree that's the case. In most businesses, I would agree that competition makes the product better. But in the internet's case, that's not really true, because think about if you don't live in like a major city, or even if you do live in a major city, how many actual internet providers can you get at your house? It's probably not more than 2. Me, I live in rural North Carolina, and if I want high-speed internet, I have one option at my house. Now, what happens if my internet provider decides that Netflix is using too much of their bandwidth, so they're going to throttle that, and in order for you to not have that slow down, you have to pay them extra money. And, by $5 a month, just so you can use Netflix. Now, just so you know, it's not going to just be your local internet or you that's paying. They're not going to just charge you. These companies realize that the companies need you to watch as well. They know that you want to. The buyer wants to view this subscription site or this site, and that the company on the other end needs you to be able to view it. So, like they did previously, they're going to charge them too to not throttle it. So they're going to do it both sides. So Broke Black Man 94 posted in the live chat, which you can't see this if you're watching it later, that he lives in New York City and he only has 3 options. Now, one of the biggest, if not the biggest city in America, you have 3 options. That's not room for competition. If they decide, this company decides to give you a plan where, hey, you can get this lower internet plan for $25, and it's basically going to turn into like your TV package, where you get the basic lowest thing, and the only sites that aren't throttled that you get full speed are the sites that already paid whatever your company is, Comcast or AT&T or whatever. Those are the only sites that you're going to get at full speed. Anything else, you're going to get throttled, or you're going to have to pay for, pay extra for. This also allows these companies to basically control what you see. If they want to set it so you, let's pretend either side. Think of how political everything is now. What if your internet provider basically makes it so all you can view is their sides, whatever their political view is, only stuff that they believe you should be able to see, or they believe is the truth. Like pretend what if your internet provider is like an anarchist like leader, and they only want you to see anarchist stuff. Now that's not realistic, but it's just hyperbole. They would have that control to where they could throttle everything else and only let you view what they want you to view. And that's dangerous. I bring that point up because in my description, I provide a few links for you to contact your representative for your area. All you put in is your zip code. It'll let you know who your congressperson is or your representative. And it gives you a way to contact them. It also gives you a template, or a couple of them give you a template on what you could possibly write to them. I didn't use that method. I wrote my own thing in because I think it's beneficial to play on these representatives need to be reelected. And I kind of played on that. What if it's the person running the internet in this area is opposite of your political spectrum? And that really hits them where it hurts. Now you got to remember, these guys are getting millions of dollars by AT&T, Comcast, Verizon, the big ones. They are really pushing to remove its utility status, because it'll lead to innovation. You know what that innovation is? Loot boxes. It's EA's innovation. It drives me nuts. And if you don't believe that that's what the internet's going to turn into, you're crazy. You are crazy. It is going to be just like EA. EA kind of created loot boxes in a way with FIFA World Team or Ultimate Team, whatever it was, way back like 10 years ago or something. When they came out with Ultimate Team, it was free. You got your cards by playing the game. Then they realized how much money they could make, and they started charging you for it. These are the innovations. That is an innovation. In reality, it is. You have this system, and you innovated a way to make money off it. And that is the innovation that's going to come of this. If it passes, how can we nickel and dime the hell out of people? With how important the internet is in our everyday life now, this shouldn't even be an option. Like, that is why they're pushing so hard. They know how much everybody needs the internet. And that will force people to pay. Yes, you can get your basic package, but what's stopping them from saying you can only view this site at full speed or any of that? This is really important to me because I hate that nickel and diming, a little bit of money often over a long period of time, people don't really notice. And little changes. It's not, obviously these companies aren't going to just jump into, charging you out the yin yang for stuff. They're going to go after the major companies and say, hey, we're going to throttle these people if you don't pay up. Basically, like old mob tactics like you would see in movies, like we're going to offer you protection, which basically means if you don't pay us, we're going to destroy your business, right? That is what these internet providers are going to do to these companies. And the reality is that there's not really any room for new providers to enter into on the scene. Basically, how the internet was set up initially and all the infrastructure, we paid for. We paid for it. Yes, Comcast and AT&T and all of them, they helped build the internet to what it is. But we actually paid for it because it was subsidized through the government. The government helped this infrastructure. And now they're going to use that infrastructure to get you to pay more. And that's my major problem with it. I'm not against companies making money, but if you paid for all their shit already for them to charge you money, then there needs to be some level of protection for that. Like, hey, yeah, these people already paid, like they helped do this. So you can't charge them every little or to use this stuff out of control. Now, I believe, yes, these companies do, make the internet faster, and they do have to spend money, and they are a company. They should be able to make money, but not with underhanded taxes or underhanded tactics like microtransactions. And I'm sure they'll figure out a way to put loot boxes into the freaking internet. Like, someone has some idea how to introduce loot boxes to the internet. My tiny brain can't think of it, but I am sure there's somebody out there in marketing right now that's like, hey, I know how we can introduce freaking loot boxes to internet. And it will happen. And we have to stop this from happening. I know I rambled on in this a bit. I wanted to make this a short one so that anybody viewing this, I was hoping that people would share it, or if you're a YouTuber, make a video yourself. Feel free to take the links from me, whatever. You know, I don't care. Put this video, edit it down, put it on your channel. I don't care. I just want as many people to see this and know about this as possible, because we can't let this happen. There's no real reason for them to want to lower it to a service out of utility status unless they want to add transactions onto it to make it more expensive, to use it to make money, more money. Like, take something away that you already had and charge you more to get that back. And then claim, well, you already have the internet. It's only this site you need to pay extra for. And that should not happen. We can't let that happen. Please just contact your representative. Whatever you have to do. I mean, the sites I linked, there's a much better description of it. And please let them know that, you know, for my area, I live in a Republican area, and I can use the fact that it's so close. That this is a major thing. They need to know that they will lose the next elections if they get rid of the internet as a utility. Like, the big thing is in rural areas, you have less options, and rural areas tend to be more Republican. So they need to know, like, anybody could just run on that. Hey, we're going to make the internet a utility again, and if you vote for us. I mean, they need to know that people are going to do something. We made a big change with EA. It was a small victory, but it was a victory nonetheless, and we need to do that again. This needs to be huge. There are companies that are helping, companies that this will matter to, Netflix and Google, the people that are the companies that will be affected by this the most. And, you know, we already see, you know, these companies, Google, YouTube, well, they're the same company, Twitter, these companies kind of discriminate against right-leaning ideology, where they demonetize stuff that has the wrong politics or controversial views based on their perspective. Your representatives need to know that if you give the internet providers more power, they can do much more damage than a YouTube or a Google can on their own, to where they're manipulating what people see. Internet providers can do that in a much grander scale. And trust me, your Congress people, they already know that these companies have the ability to shape public opinion. So let them know that. Why give these companies more power? Thanks everybody for watching. Like I said, chop this video down. I know I put a lot of pauses in there and stuff. Whatever. Share it. I don't care. Just let people know. Make a shorter video. I realize this is crazy, but please do not let this happen. Do whatever you can. That's about all I got. I'm probably not going to, I might do a bunch of videos like this. I don't know. Maybe in my next one, I won't be chewing tobacco in it. So, Maybe I'll make a more streamlined one. Whatever. Thanks, guys, for watching. Remember, do something about it. Don't just let it happen. Please. If you're watching this on YouTube and you spend a lot of time on YouTube, you are going to be affected severely. Yeah, do whatever, bro. But please. This is very important. And that's about all I got. Thanks, everybody. Put this out everywhere. If someone did it better than me, put theirs out there. Whatever you got to do. And now just get the fuck off my channel.